Hey guys, what's up? So in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to write a good poem. This is presented by me, Rishav Rivude. So this is a bit about me. You can read it here. So let's start. So what is poetry, guys? The poem is a form of literature that fuses the rhythmic and the aesthetic versions of language. Okay? In a symphonic meaning. So this is the basic keyword here. The symphonic meaning. Okay, it is considered to be one of the most distilled and purest forms of literary expression. Okay, so guys, there are several forms of literary expression like drama, novel, stories, etc. Okay, but poetry is considered to be one of the most purest forms of literary expression, right? It is often uses ambiguity. So these are the features. Okay, it often uses ambiguity, rhetoric, symbolism and other stylistic elements in poetic diction. So these are the features. Okay, now it has several types. Okay, it ranges from haiku is basically a poem written in Japan, to odes. Okay, now odes were very famous in medieval England. Okay, epics are huge poetries written across the span of several books. Guys, have you read Homer, the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Beowulf? Basically you should not read Beowulf because you will not understand anything of it, because it is in old Saxon language. Okay, so but you can see the film to get a gist of it. Okay, mock epics like the Rape of the Lock by Alexander Pope. Okay, so these are all forms of poetries with subtle differences between them. Okay, it also differs through time. Okay, like you can well distinguish between the poems of Dante Alighieri. For example, he wrote the Divine Commedia, okay, or the Divine Comedy, which includes the Inferno, the Purgatorio and the Paradiso. Okay, the biblical poetry and the poetries of our freedom fighters like Sarojini Naidu or our contemporaries like Atal Bihari Vajpayee or Narendra Modi. Okay, so you can well distinguish between Narendra Modi and poems of Dante Alighieri. Okay, so let's move ahead. So this is a quote that I found on the internet and I thought that I must share it with you guys. Okay, so this is a quote from the Dead Poets Society which came out in 1989. Okay, guys, if you haven't watched this movie, your movie watching repertoire is yet not complete. Okay, this is a wonderful movie and a must see for all of you. I will recommend it that you see it today unless you have a UPSC CSC coming up. Okay, so this stars Robin Williams, who is unfortunately no more. Okay, he was one of the legendary actors, and here he plays the role of John Keating. Okay, a great educator. Okay, so one day Keating is lecturing in his class, okay, full of boys, okay, in a boarding school. Okay, so Keating says this to his class. Okay, and here I quote: "We do not read poetry because it's cute. Pay attention. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion and medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life." Okay? But poetry, beauty, romance, and love, these are what we stay alive for. Beautiful, isn't it? So at the end of the lecture, he says to his boys, Carpe diem. Carpe diem basically means seize the day. Okay, so this was used by the poets to woo their lady love, to seize the day. Okay, but here Keating says, go out, do your heart out. Okay, so this is basically the meaning and the significance of Carpe diem here. Okay, so what is a good poetry, guys? Okay. So never underestimate poetry due to its meters or rhyming or obscure language. Okay. Always remember that poetry is one of the noblest traditions that we have acquired. Okay. Never underestimate it and you will be a poet in no time. Always feel it. Okay. And you will be a poet. Okay, a good poem has a definite structure. Okay, so see, this is the structure basically of a poem, but if you break the rules, if you bend the rules, okay, so you create a chaos. Okay, but this chaos is also included as a structure of your own. Okay, so the structural chaos here is included within the structure. It becomes a structure of your own. Okay, so you innovate that. Okay, so it becomes your own structure. Okay, it employs imagery to evoke creative thought. Okay, images. It transforms the abstract idea into a concrete idea. Clear? Avoid someone else's words. For example, you are writing a poem and you cannot use examples and words or phrases from Shelley, Shakespeare, or someone like Wordsworth. Okay, so you cannot use this. Okay, it will make your readers lose faith in your creative ability. Okay, if you copy someone else's words, keep it original as possible. But in several cases, legendary and established poets even have used other people, other poets to describe it. But for the beginning, you must use only your original thoughts and ideas. Is that clear? Okay. Do not rhyme where it is irrelevant. Okay. This is a basic structure. You need to keep this in mind. Do not rhyme where it is irrelevant. Okay, like this is an example that is written by me. So okay, so she asked me the matter and form. I stumbled upon my dorm. So here the two words form and dorm, okay, these are rhyming. Dorm is the short form for dormitory. Okay, so you should know this. So see here, the poet, that is me, to create a rhyming scheme between both of these has made the whole sentence and the whole poem into a nonsensical thing. Okay, do not do this. Do not kill your poem. Do not use rhyme where it is irrelevant. Also, rein your metering urge. Okay, so meter is basically the division of a line into stress and unstressed ones. Okay, so if you want me to make a lesson on metering structures and types of poems, okay, so please mention it in the comment section and I'll do it for you. Okay, refrain from overusing rhetoric. Rhetoric is basically an embellishment. Okay, like irony, metaphor, simile. So there are 52 of them. Okay, if you want me to make a course, I can do that. Okay, keep it convincing. Okay, like do not use hyperboles like Wordsworth. Okay, Wordsworth was so मच यूजिंग द हाइपरबोल्स कि कॉलेज में हमारी हालत खराब हो जाती थी वर्ड्सवर्थ पढ़ते पढ़ते. ओके, सो कीप इट वेरी कन्विंसिंग सो दैट योर रीडर्स आर कन्विंस्ड दैट दीज आर योर ओरिजिनल फीलिंग्स. ओके, यू नीड टू एंगेज द रीडर, राइट? यू नीड टू गेट हिज अटेंशन एंड इट इज नॉट वेरी चीप. ओके, इट इज वैल्यूएबल. सो यू हैव टू राइट समथिंग कन्विंसिंग. Okay, be honest. Okay, this is the primary thing in everything you do. Be honest, whether it is your studies, whether you're writing a short story, you're writing a novel, you're writing a drama, whatever. Okay, be honest in editing, in revelation of your own ideas, when you bare yourself to your readers. Okay, and your own words, as I have said earlier, use your own words. Be honest. Okay, keep the pen flowing. See, I basically, this is an exercise that has been invented by me. I call it the flow exercise. Okay, so what happens is that I take a white page. Okay, you can do this to increase your capabilities and you see for yourself what your subconscious mind has to say. Okay, take a white page. Okay, keep a pen handy. Okay, put your earphones in your ears and listen to a very fast music like jazz. Okay, I basically listen to Partita number 3, or I use the Poitin by Congress Reel. Okay, so use this music, very fast music. Okay, close your eyes, meditate for 1 minute. Okay, when you meditate for 1 minute, write every word that comes to your mind and do not stop your pen for the next minute. Okay, and after that, put your headphones away and read it. Okay, analyze it, see what are you doing, what is your mind thinking, what does it want. Okay, so this is the flow exercise. You can do this And when you master this thing, you can write good poetries. Okay, it will flow in a logical way. So basically, see, you cannot overload a poetry with emotions. Okay, it becomes very boring. Nobody likes to know your emotions. Okay, you have to express your emotions in a logical way. Okay, so this is basic form of poetry. Okay, keep revisions to a bare minimum extent. Okay, this is something opposite from the books. I'm telling you this. Keep revisions to a minimum extent. In the first place itself, you have to balance the thought and logic. Okay, so that will be your original version, and it always happens that the original thing is the best thing. All right, if it is not heterogeneous, okay, so if it is not homogeneous, okay, if it is heterogeneous, you can practice to perfect it. There is no other way. So these are a few tips that you can always keep in mind while writing poetries. Read poetries by others. Okay, there is no other way. If you do not read, you will not get the basic gist of how a poetry is written, what are the ideas that are conveyed. Okay, so if you know European languages, please read poetries in those languages. Like I like Pablo Neruda. He's a Spanish poet. Okay, he was a Nobel laureate. Okay, and he wrote excellent poetries. Okay, so if you know a European language, please read one. Okay, in Italian, French is considered to be one of the great poetic languages. Okay, so experiment, know, innovate. Okay, attend open sessions, open mics. Okay, share and submit your works with your friends, with your colleagues, with your parents for a critical assessment. If you know the reviews of others, then you can improve upon it. Okay, and never shy away from experimentation. You know, after the Beowulf was written, if everybody would have followed the same convention, we would always have such mundane poetries. Okay, because people experimented, we have odes, sonnets. Okay, we have different types of poetries today. What knows, you may even invent one of the styles of writing poetry, isn't it? But know that ignorance is bliss. You read poems of great people, great poets, and you ignore that. Okay, then you improvise. And the last thing is that you have to show what you mean. Okay, you have to show. Do not tell that this happened. Show it through your imagery, your symbolism. Do you know what is symbolism? Like, see, Zeus, you know who is Zeus? Zeus is the god of the Olympians. Okay, he's the god of thunder and lightning. Okay, so you can write example like this. Zeus, the clouds blew so high and so frighteningly that we thought that we had enraged Zeus. Okay, so this Zeus here becomes a symbolism. Okay, it becomes an allusion. Okay, so you have to show. You do not need to tell your audience, okay, do this, know this. Okay, you have to show your audience that I mean to say this. You have to compel the imaginative minds of your readers. Okay, so guys, did you like the lesson? So rate, review and share this as much as possible. Do provide your feedback. And if you want to make any other course, do tell me in the comment sections below. Okay, so thank you very much.